Yo, it's your boy RCA. We back, man. We back. I apologize for the lapse in time since the last defensive video, but I took a little 2K break. It was good because when I come back, I'd be really excited. I'd be motivated to play this game, and we back. And in my first week back, it was some trials and tribulations, trying to figure out how the hell to stop these. Man, let me not get too mad. How to stop these dudes from running around, fading, backdoor cutting, but the defense is ready and we got the defensive tips ready for you guys. So it's going to be a lot of different tips in this video. We're going to be covering what I do on settings, how I'm rotating around, why I'm choosing to do certain things. It's going to be different clips, so make sure you just rewinding and just trying to utilize some of the muscle memory that it takes to get this stuff done. My win percentage is back up where it needs to be, around 90%. Started off the first day losing a lot of games, but I had to figure out how to make it do what it do. But let's get into the defensive tips. So I like to both play on ball and off ball. You see we got Devin Booker on the screen right now. He's one of the toughest players to guard. You got to make sure you're paying attention to him at all times. You can see his guy has takeover. He hit a lot of different open shots until we started to figure him out a little bit more. Now, on my defensive settings, I am on smother on ball, moderate off ball. Sometimes I switch screens. Sometimes I go over. I don't have any help on besides screen help. Everything is turned on no. So we're going to shade him up the court. When I see a screen coming, especially with Devin Booker, if it's this far back, I'm not too worried about him shooting, but he does have takeover. You really either want to get over the screen yourself or hard hedge and then rotate. This video, we're going to talk about rotating a lot, and one of my favorite ways to bait passes out of your rotations. So I switch over to Nicholas Claxton just in case he goes around this screen, I can step up. I am not worried about David Robinson inside with the slip right now. I want to make sure he doesn't get a three. So I'm on Claxton. He doesn't get around my Penny Hardaway, so I just stay on Claxton right where I am. And we're going to start rotating. This is what I mean right here. Now this, if you're playing somebody that's a really good passer, you got to be very quick with this. So watch what happens. I see the screen coming. I already know Penny's going to down the screen. I'm bringing Iggy to cover this fade. So this is one of my rotations. Paul George needs to come up from the backside and play 2-on-1. He's going to play in the middle of Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler. That's going to give you a chance to either bait a steal, which we'll show you how to do, or defend the shot from Tatum. And you have to make sure you do it fast. I was kind of slow this time, but this guy wasn't that great of a passer. So we stopped the drive with Iggy, and I X switched it. So now Iggy is defending Booker. So all I did was held X once I got towards Booker, and now Iggy's assignment has switched. Now I'm going to come up the line with Paul George on the left side of the screen. Just in case that pass came over, I am in the middle to be able to steal this pass. Notice David Robinson now has Penny Hardaway on him. Claxton and Penny switched. They shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. So we get inside with Paul George to get that rebound ourselves. That's the first stop that we got that half. Next possession. He's inside with Giannis. We're going to start defending right here. Notice once again, he's trying to get the ball to Devin Booker. I want to make him pass the ball to somebody else. Who's the worst shooter on the court? Giannis. I want to make him pass the ball to Giannis. So what I'm going to do is once I see the screen come, I'm going to shade Karolinko over. I don't care if he takes 10 threes a game with Giannis. I do not care. I do not want him shooting with Devin Booker. I do not want him going around screens. I do not want him push cross and all that stuff. So this is one of my favorite ways to bait. We're going to head over and bring Karolinko over. Now notice my secondary rotation is on the right. I'm going to play two. I'm going in between Giannis and Kawhi. I'm going to go in between both of them. Now, I know that he's not going to shoot this. Only the elite shooters will shoot this shot. So my only option, I can't get to the shot. He's either going to drive into me or Karolinko, or he's going to pass it to Kawhi. This is one of my favorite baits. All I got to do to steal this pass. Steal this pass. You're going to see me do this a lot in these clips. I'm stealing this pass, and we're going up the court for an easy bucket. Different game. AO Gliz, he had a little bit of a weaker team, but still same concepts. We're on ball and off ball trying to pinch. Notice when he comes over to my sides, my team's on moderate. I'm able to switch and pinch to close off those driving lanes. On backdoor cuts, I'm rotating from the slowest or worst shooter, and then I'm going to go up the line with another player. So now I'm coming up the line with Kawhi. This is, again, one of my favorite baits. I'm sprinting at him, and then I'm going to dead stop, and I'm going to press steal, so steal the pass. Boom, another steal. Make sure you get that rotation down. That is going to get you a lot of steals and get you out of a lot of sticky situations. But do know, if you're playing against somebody really patient, they can just wait that out and shoot the ball. So right here, we got a Devin Booker in David Robinson screen. He's setting it from pretty far back. I have my team on switch, and I know they're on switch right now. We're not on go over. This is a switch situation. So we switch the screen. Nicholas Claxton takes Devin Booker. I'm going to follow David Robinson and make sure he doesn't get this pass. You have to user this. If you try to let CPU steal these passes, they're going to go through your face every single time. I have to steal this myself. As soon as he goes to pass this ball, no man's land, Andrei Kirilenko, off-ball pass, and Hall of Fame interceptor. We get that steal, and we're up the court for another basket. This time, he's got Russell Westbrook in the game. I'm pinching off just in case he drives left. I don't like when they get a lot of fouls when they drive, so I like to bring a lot of pinch help just to congest the paint to make sure they don't get that easy stuff inside, because this game is crazy in the paint, man. We want to make them pass the ball outside and take contested shots. That's one of the only ways to get good fast break points. So we're going to make him swing the ball. Notice I'm pinching off of Luol Deng, bringing more congestion to the middle. Sometimes I'm all ball, sometimes I'm off. I'm pinching over. Secondary rotation, Nicholas Claxton. Once I pinch over with one player in X switch, I'm going to come up the passing line just in case that pass comes. I am up the line, playing two in the middle of both of them. He thinks I'm going to contest the shot. Once again, it works. You bait them to pass it to the next player, and it's another steal. All right, next possession. We're in a press. But we're not going to press up too far on Russell Westbrook because he can just drive right by us and dunk. But we do want to shade him. Notice my defense again. Anytime he goes towards one side, I'm pinching towards that one side with my off-ball defender. If he passes it to KG right here, I can easily close out on that shot. I'm not worried about that. Know the personnel on the court. Pinch off for some of the weaker shots or the slower shots. All right, so he comes back left. I'm pinching over with Penny Hardaway. Now I'm going to come up the line with Kirilenko. Everything is muscle memory. As soon as you pinch over, you come up the line with the secondary rotation. We get him to pass the ball again. We pinch to the middle. We're making him swing, pass, run, whatever he needs to do. We're going to keep swinging bodies. Notice every time I'm switching and coming up the line, I keep congesting into his driving lanes because they want to run around and try to get inside or get a backdoor cut. We want to force them to shoot threes as long as they are contested threes. All right, he swings it over again. I actually X-switch because we're at 6 seconds right now. I don't want him to easily blow by Penny Hardaway for a dunk, so I'm going to put Nicholas Claxton on him. Now, this is something that you don't have to do, but in the middle of the midst, once you start getting your rotations down, you'll get good at being able to do stuff like this. So I'm switching over, putting Nicholas Claxton on Westbrook. Just in case he drives, I have an easy defense right there. Off-ball pass right there with KG and Iguodala. We force him into another bad shot, and now we're off to the races. Next play. He's bringing the ball up with D-Rob. I don't know why, but we know he's trying to get the ball to Devin Booker or Kawhi. So, screens come in. We're going to pinch, but we're not going to hedge as hard as we do on Devin Booker. Devin Booker, I'm full on rotating. If this is Kawhi, I'm not going to do it as much, right? I'm just going to stay put because Kawhi's not going to be that as effective as Devin Booker. You got to know your personnel. Don't overplay players that you don't have to overplay. You have to overplay Devin Booker because he's just ridiculous, right? So this is one situation where we got Chris Bosh in the corner, AD defending David Robinson, Kawhi on ball. I can switch all these players and feel comfortable with wherever they are. You have to be able to do this stuff too. So watch how I switch this here. So he's going to set the screen. I'm hedging. Right away, I'm switching to Chris Bosh, and I'm X-switching him to David Robinson to push Kawhi back out to the corner. This is going to help me rebound better, but it's also going to put a bigger body on David Robinson just in case he dumps the ball inside. This has to be done very quick if you have your defense on switch so that you can get a big back on the big. So my power forward is in the corner. My center switched on ball. Now I'm switching my power forward to their center. Holding X. Now they're going to switch, and now we have good matchups again. This time I rotate, and I actually mess my matchups up. This is one of the problems with having switch defense. Notice that Doug Christie now switches on to David Robinson. I needed to switch AD back onto him. I didn't do that. So now when this shot goes up, I don't have good rebounding position. He gets a rebound, and now he's able to get an open three. If I didn't have switch defense on, that wouldn't have happened. So if you're going to run switch defense, make sure you're switching your big back onto the big, or just run go over. I run go over a lot as well. But sometimes I'll just switch if we got Devin Booker on the court, right? This time, Devin Booker has the ball. Soon as he starts going around the screen, look at the difference between when Devin Booker goes around screens and when Kawhi goes around screens. When Devin Booker goes around screens, I am bringing bodies. Paul George is going towards the ball, and then I'm going to bring Karolinko up the line to try to get a steal. Paul George comes over to Devin Booker, and now Karolinko playing two in the middle of KG and Jimmy Butler. I'm coming up the line. You have to be able to switch quick. Know your icons. Know what's happening on the court. And it's another steal. We're off to the races for another bucket. All right, now this game against Chris got game, man. He beat me earlier in the week, and he was flash pausing and stuff. He beat me by like 15. I was like, okay, I just got back on the game. I'll wait until I get my bearings again. And now we finally met with him again last night. And this is how the game went on the defensive end. So same thing. He likes to run, drive, kick out, try spin shots, backdoor cuts over and over and over. And he has an elite team, and it's really easy for them to blow by some of your players. So we want to pinch middle. Every time he drives, we're congesting the lane, forcing him to shoot kick out shots that may be contested. Get your hand up every time he kicks it out. That's why we're on moderate off ball and not on gap, because players can shoot a little bit better now. We're on moderate off ball to be able to get out to those shots. As we pinch in, we force them to kick it back out. Every time they kick it back out, it wastes more time in the shot clock. So he's going to kick it back out over and over and over. We're going to pinch middle, stop the drive, pinch middle, stop the drive. This time we bring Iguodala over just to bring some extra bodies into the middle. We're rotating bodies, just creating confusion. Now I can either switch to Paul George on the left side and come up the line, but I don't want to leave Michael Jordan open in the corner. So I'm going to switch to Nicholas Claxton and just slide a little bit to the left. Now I'm in the middle of David Robinson and Jimmy Butler. Once again, it's a psychological thing. They think you're going to come out to the contested shot. A lot of the times they're going to pass, like 60% of the time. This is a time that you can get steals. So I'm going to switch over to Claxton, sprint out to him like I'm going, but I'm actually playing the middle just to get the steal. All he had to do was shoot that shot. But we know, basic psychology, he wants to pass to get a wide open shot. He doesn't want to shoot a little bit contested. That's where we get the W. Up the court, once again, Nicholas Claxton. One of my favorite bigs right now, man. He's actually really good. Iguodala, Green Bean. We had the flash balls him back because that's what he was doing to me last time. So we're up 12 at this point. We're shading him on ball. Once again, I play on and off. Anytime he had the ball with Drew Holiday, I wasn't worried. I'm not going to like bring a ton of help and stuff. I'm just going to play him man up when he's got Drew Holiday. But once he starts to swing the ball around, that's when we're going to start switching, pinch and middle. Giannis is in the corner. This is where my help is going to come from. Some people can shoot with Giannis, but not everyone can shoot with Giannis. I'm bringing help from Giannis's side, pinch and middle, making him kick the ball back out. Every time he kicks the ball back out, we're in a good position. Right here, when he drives, the lane is congested on the left side. He has 3 players on the left, so I'm going to bring a player from the left. You bring a player from the weak side. The strong side only has Giannis and Drew. That's only 2 players. So if you bring Karolinko over, even though Giannis is a bad shooter, now you don't have a situation where there's any more help. So Giannis can backdoor cut or something like that. So if I bring help from this other side, now I have Paul George who can play the middle or come back to help, right? So we got Iguodala on the X switch. Paul George replaces and goes to take LeBron James. I move him over there just in case that pass came out. Now he tries to swing the ball back out. He has nowhere to go, and we end up fouling him because we jumped at it. I should have just let him take that shot and put my hands up. But again, that's a good defensive possession. All right, another game. Devin Booker on the court once again. We got to pay attention to this guy. Have to pay attention. Screens coming. We got AD on the left side of the screen, Kawhi on the right. There is literally nobody on the left side of the screen. I do not want him going that way. He has to keep the ball on the right side. He doesn't have good court balance right now. We have to make sure he takes advantage of that. So, first of all, I don't know why he made that pass, but Josh Smith, we're not worried about him right there. I'm trying to steal this pass out to Devin Booker. I don't know why they make stealing so hard in this game, but I could not take this pass, even though I was right there. But screens coming. We know the screens coming. Once again, we're pinching hard off of Devin Booker's screens. Then we're going to come up the line with the player behind the rotation. So Doug Christie comes up. Then we got Magic Johnson coming up the line. Just in case he drives, I can pinch him over. Kawhi's defending the roll. We're on switch defense right now. Everybody's big enough to defend the switches, and we're good here. AD on Booker, I'm pinching middle just in case he decides to fade, but I'm also knowing that if he swings it over to Rudy Gay, I can get out and get my hand up. So now we're in good defensive position. He only has 1 second left to shoot. He has to force up a bad shot, and it's a shot clock violation. He gave me a little bit of respect for good defense right there with his flash balls. All right, right here, a different game. Andrei Kirilenko on the court. Again, one of my favorite defenders. He goes to set the screen and shoot the fade. Look how far I rotate from. I'm bringing somebody from far rotation. And another quick tip for you guys, don't rotate from the same spot all the time. Because if you're playing against somebody that can pass really well, they're going to pick apart your rotations. Rotate from good strategic positions. Right here, I could have also left Giannis and then rotated down with Penny. Play around with your rotations depending on where you are on the court. You can lose games practicing. That's another tip. Lose games by practicing, and then you'll be able to do this stuff real easy once you get the muscle memory down to do it. All right. So, of course, we're going to rotate from the back end after that. We got Penny Hardaway. Now, again, basic psychology. This is an easy shot, right? But in the heat of the moment and how the game has been going, I've been attacking his three-point shot, so coming out to it. So he thinks he needs to pass this ball. He is wide open right here. Let's watch it again. He is wide open, but watch how the rotations move, and he's going to pass the ball because the defense is just moving around too much. So we're moving. He thinks I'm going back over to Penny. He passes the ball when he could have just took a wide open shot. And you've seen this happen against 6 different players. It's not like a fluke thing. The basic psychology of the mind makes you pass the ball when you think somebody's coming out at you. Tip for you guys that this happens to, just fake and stand there and wait until you're wide open and you'll get an easy shot. All right, so once again, go back a little bit. Anytime we got a Devin Booker screen, unless you can get over the screen yourself and you sprint over the screen, if your player's going to get caught, you have to hard hedge and pinch over. We're going to hard hedge. Actually, we didn't hard hedge. We pinched over with Kawhi, and then we're going to secondary rotate after that. If I X-switch this, we have to wait for Doug Christie to get to his man. If I don't X-switch this, we can wait for Kawhi to get back. But the secondary rotation on the backside still has to happen. So I have to bring AD or Magic up the line after. We bring Magic up the line, and he fakes the shot. Again, he's wide open, but since he saw me sprinting, he's not going to shoot that. You have to make that happen. Sprint at them, and they will not shoot that shot. Now, he has to kick it out once again. He's got 5 seconds, nowhere to go, no good spacing, and we have another shot clock violation. So, in the last week, there's a lot of trials and tribulations, but defense is back. You have to have some defensive players on the court, somebody that can cause some havoc, people that can switch around. One of my favorites is Andrei Kirilenko right now. If you have AD, Kawhi, Paul George, those players are really good to be able to switch around, get steals in the passing lanes. They have good speed, good acceleration, but make sure your rotations are on point. If you're going to use just settings, there's ways to do that, but I like to do everything myself. You have to be able to move around on the court to stop players on the pick and roll, pick and fades, and being able to know what to take away, when to X-switch. If you have any specific questions on anything I covered in this particular video, let me know, and I'll break that section down a little bit more. Appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.